Lakers.
Yeah. LeBron's back in today.
Yeah, does that mean anything?
No, not really.
Well, we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Phoenix Suns are doing good, though, huh?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Michael Ferrara from D Sport Magazine, and joining me here is Chris Kahn. Chris, have you heard of this company called Footwork Automotive?
I have not, but I am fanboying out on all these JDM products.
Well, wait a second. Did I even get that right? I think it's Footwork Autosport. Is that right? Footwork Autosport, footworkautosport.com. Now, I didn't know about this, but they were actually the original online retailer for the Wedge wheels up until about 2016. And then as that kind of went away, they decided, hey, we've got this these streams with all these different brands in Japan. Why don't we start bringing them over? And as you can see, maybe Joe, you can get a close up here. This is just a look at some of the many brands that they have that they're able to bring in. Kakimoto Racing, I've got that exhaust on my R33 GTR. Sims, they've got Sard, they've got a bunch of different companies here. Auto Exec. And what pops out at you here when I'm looking at some of this stuff? I'm thinking pure JDM at a certain point.
It's been quite some time since I've seen these brands circulating here, but I mean, they're awesome manufacturers. I've worked with them in the past. I mean, Auto EXE, even Pivot, they got the new modules here for the.
So this is kind of interesting. A lot of people make a throttle controller. This one, I was being told, it actually has an amplifier in there. So it doesn't just change the curve, but it actually changes how it's presented to the ECU. So it's supposed to be a great way to actually really make a big difference on that pedal input on a drive-by-wire vehicle.
Wow.
They've got some different brake pad. In Japan we have or in the US we have 3 or 4 different compounds of brake pads. In Japan, it's insane. They've got so many.
Yeah.
The Sard stuff, Sard is a brand that's been around for a long time, and I remember in the early days with all the JDM parts and stuff, you'd see Sard fuel systems and Sard, coolant swirl pots and all kinds of things like that. Lots of it. Not as much today, but the one that catches my eyeball here and makes me think old school JDM is those Auto Exec wind deflectors.
Yeah, or window visors, I guess what they call them here nowadays, and really quality piece. I mean, it has their logos and stuff like that in there. I'm not sure you can catch that.
So, do you know the real purpose of this?
When I was in Japan, all I did was just roll down my window and cracked it a little bit because it just got really muggy in the car, but I don't know.
Okay, so here's the real deal.
All right.
This true story behind these. In Japan, a crap load of people still smoke. Okay?
Got it.
Now, if you want the smoke to come out of your car, this is the aerodynamics to do it. So not only does it keep the rain from getting in, but it helps to draw out the smoke so you don't have a really smoky passenger cabin. So that's one of the things that few people know about.
Wow.
Auto Exec, also a lot of different accessories and stuff from oil caps and brake master cylinder caps and stuff like that. Some of the other stuff here.
These guys are really well known for the Mazda stuff when I had an RX-7.
And speaking of Mazda stuff,
there you go.
they bring in rotary Ariyama Miya and also Night Sports,
which is old school JDM, Mazda, right?
Yeah. And this Night Sports piece here, this is for what, a Mazda
ND, the newest generation.
ND.
MX-5. Yeah.
Lots of parts development going on in Japan for the ND. They really love that Roadster out there.
Yeah. Great handling car.
Those offset ball joint ends that are tie rod ends, those are also for the ND, I believe?
Yes, I believe so. They help correct bump steer. I think there's an offset cast on there as well too with the positioning of the actual shank, so that helps.
So guys, if you got questions about any of this stuff, we are taking questions. This is Q&A. Some of the other stuff that's just, I don't know, it's just cool to just have some of these brands recognized on your vehicle, even if you're just getting the one of the first items I got back in the days, I got like a Cusco high pressure radiator cap and stuff like that, or a Sard high pressure radiator cap.
Yeah, and then being that it's legitimate, Japanese made, Japanese quality, you're gonna have good sealing with the cap. It's usually 1.3 kg. That's like their standard rate of pressure for the actual caps. This swirl pot thing is awesome. I use it personally in my Evo to kind of alleviate some air bubbles in the system when I'm road racing. They got these cool little master reservoir socks that, I guess, so to speak, sit right there on the actual master to make sure nothing leaks out, and if it does, I'll catch it.
And they do double as wristbands, for the tennis players out there.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you're not a Chinese tennis player that gets abducted and then they erase you from the face of the earth, of course.
Unfortunately.
But of course, the Olympics Aerodynamics are cool with it,
Yeah.
but just not the WTA.
Yeah.
But anyways, on another subject here, magnetic oil plugs. These are always good to have.
Yep.
Just to see what kind of metallic substances, ferrous components you're pulling out.
Cool thing for the FA, or at least the FA20 or the BRZ 86 communities, that they got this cool SARD 86,
Dipstick
oil
there?
dipstick.
Nice.
And a really cool, neat piece there.
So not just the head, but the whole.
Yeah, the whole
Nice, nice.
unit. Yep.
And then what's the difference about this Sims one here?
So I believe this is a baffled unit.
Okay, so just the baffling here to help that.
With the plate, and that's an OEM style pan steel, but helps with some of the road racers or whatnot as well.
I think they also put this bung in here. Yeah, for the temperature right there.
Which is really neat.
So this is basically, the nice thing about this is you've got an OEM quality product, but it has, basically been addressed for motorsports use. So you know it's going to fit right. It's not going to be some wacky thing. Oh, here's the other part of it, I guess.
Exactly.
So this kind of goes in. Okay.
Yeah. Probably sits
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
And then what else here?
The Sim stuff is really cool. It's new to me, but I'm sure they've been in Japan for quite some time. A lot of Subaru components. That's a magnetic Subaru oil filter that they provided.
Oh, nice.
They also have that reservoir sock as well. Really cool anodized piece. Green is really nice and it looks great.
Dude, and lug nuts, man.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
like so many different lug nuts available in Japan, and all different kind of styles, from 1-piece, 2-piece, 3-piece, chromoly, aluminum, titanium.
Yeah.
Across the deal
Wet
there.
Sports,
So
very well known brand, great name and wheels. They do produce their aluminum lug nuts as well, lightweight, made for racing. Kranz, Maverick, and some of the lineup, the other JDM brands. Aluminum pieces as well.
Within Japan, I mean, what people don't know, a lot of people don't know here, is that Wed Sport isn't just the wheel manufacturer in Japan, they're a distribution company. So a lot of the brands that we see here, they'll actually distribute those to those different tuning shops in Japan. So they thought, well, why not, open up a network to bring it in here for the fans in the US that want to get something a little bit different than what's out there.
Exactly.
And once again, I won't mess it up this time. Footworkautosport.com is where you can find this product. Any questions before we go? Awesome. Well, I guess we did a good job.
Yeah, get your JDM fix at footworkautosports.com. So
that's footworkautosport.com. I'm going to say it this last time because I messed it up the first time. We'll see you next time, guys.